Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Tennis channel. And today I'm going to talk about the new Head Gravity Tour 98, which is an Oxadic 2.0 version that will be released in early of next year, 2025. And this is a prototype racket, so the actual paint job will not look something like this. It will look like this instead. And I heard that it's glossy as well. So yeah, it's gonna be sick. But this one, the prototype one, I think the paint job is pretty cool. You know that I like a blackout paint job racket, so this kind of fits into my preference. So, on the current version of the Gravity Tour, as you all know, it's a 100 square inches head size, 305 gram unstrung weight, with an 18 by 20 string pattern. But this new release is a 98 square inches head size instead of 100. The unstrung weight remains the same at 305 gram, and this one comes with a 16 by 19 string pattern. So I'm pretty happy that they came out with this spec, because at the moment Head has no 98 square inches thin beam control frames to compete with something like the Blade or the T-Fight 305 or the Pure Strike 98. So some may say that, okay, Head has a Radical MP and Pro and Boom Pro, Extreme Pro that are all in 98, but I think those rackets are not a direct competitor for the Blades. It's for different target groups. So I think Gravity is the closest to Blades in terms of, the feeling, the kind of control-oriented type of racket, but it only has 100 square inches head size. So now I think this new Gravity 98 will go head to head with the Blade from now on, especially next year. So Wilson, you better watch out about this one. For the disclaimer, I just want to say that I'm not sponsored by Head or anything, even though I love to. So they didn't give this racket to me for free. I paid for it, so I can be completely honest about what I'm gonna say about this one, about my reviews, as I did in all my videos, as you guys know. So if you want to support this small tennis channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up so many more people will see it. You can also use the link down in the description for discount on some tennis equipment. And at the same time, I earn just a little more money. Thank you. Okay, as for the spec, this is a thin beam control racket with a beam of, I'm not 100% sure about the thickness, but I read it was 22 millimeter, but I think it's a bit thinner than that, probably like 21.5. Stiffness is 58 RA, but it doesn't feel like 58 to me. It feels more like a 63 RA or something around that. On the swing weight, I would say it should be around 290 unstrung. So if you put a 1.25 millimeter string on it, it will be 325 swing weight. But on my racket, I put a 1.2 millimeter string, so the swing weight comes at around like sub 320. I have played with two setups so far, with restring sync strung at mid 40 pounds and a 2x strung at 50 pounds. Okay, now onto the review. So I would say that this racket is so powerful. It's way more powerful than the Blade and the T-Fight. Probably on par with the Pure Strike, or I think it's even more than that. It's easy access to spin and to power, and the spin potential is great. And what I noticed right away is that the launch angle is quite high. I spray the balls way too much. I have to adjust my grip and my swing to bring down the balls. Actually, I like the racket with higher launch though, but because I put restring sync on it, which is a round string, it doesn't bite the ball that hard. It's not enough to make the ball dip inside the baseline, so I ended up hitting long way too much. I think the power that the racket gives kind of trumps the spin. It's like this racket is 20% more power than the Blade, but it offers only 10% more spin. So I kind of have a little bit of an issue controlling the depth. I know exactly that I have to put a shape string in the main for more bite, so I cut it out and restrung it with the 2x and this time at higher tension as well, 50 pounds, and everything seems to be better and better, even though it doesn't feel as good as when it was on the sink. The feel of the racket, well, it's very gravity-like, but this racket is a bit more firm than the current Gravity Tour. So I would say it feels a little bit closer to the current Gravity Pro, which is a good thing though. The racket has flex at the throat, but the frame itself provides crispy feel to the ball. It feels good, no complaint. I get a good connection with the ball. I know where exactly it is on the string bed and it has some accuracy on the target. I think the playability is like when you combine the Blade 98 and the Speed MP together. I think it plays somewhat like that. The racket is stable. I would say stable. Not as stable as the Blade, but a lot better than the current Gravity Tour. I don't know why. What I like about this racket, first, it maintains the gravity feature, which is a large sweet spot and easy pop. And this is very important when you play with the 90 Rangers racket because normally the sweet spot is small and you have to be precise. But this one, it's super forgiving. You may not have to do everything 100% right all the time to get quality balls. I always love my two-handed backhand on the gravity, and it also happened with this one. Second, spin is good and launch angle is high enough for you to play with, higher margin. I think the launch is on par with the Extreme Pro, but the spin is less than that. So I almost don't have to worry about the net that much. Even though I adjust my swing and ball flight down, it still barely goes into the net. Third, I think backhand slice is deadly. I always love backhand slice on the Gravity Pro, a little bit less on the MP and the Tour. This one maintains the standard. I love it. And fourth, I think the serve is so good. You get a blast on the first service. The power is great. Ball placement is good enough. I can get some aces in point plays. The second service is very consistent. I didn't do a double fall that much. The service return is quite okay, above average. What I don't like about the racket, I think basically it's a bit too powerful and the string bed is a little bit erratic like the Speed MP, so you can get inconsistent power that most of the ball you hit it was okay, it lands as usual, but once in a while, probably every 10 balls, it just flies out of nowhere to the fence, even though you feel like you didn't do anything that wrong. Especially on a far shot, you have to reach for it, or when you're not in the comfort zone. It's quite hard to tame that power. Moreover, I think the racket is a bit sluggish. It swings quite beefy, even though swing rate is not high. It doesn't feel as maneuverable as the Blade, to put it simple. Another thing that I noticed, when you swing the racket fast, it produces a whistle noise like whew, whew, which is quite interesting. In summary, well, I like the racket. It gives me everything that I would want. But am I switching to this racket right now? Well, probably not yet. I have to figure out a way to tame the power first. Probably put a thicker string on it or go with higher tension. Because right now, it's not that consistent on the power. So I tend to lose confidence when playing a match. It's like I know if I overswing just a bit, the ball can go long. And this resulted in bad decision making on approach shots. Normally I play with the Blade, which is quite under power, and I can swing like 100% and the ball still in the court. I can swing freely. So yeah, I'm not used to this type of racket. So who this racket is for? I think it's for an intermediate to advanced level players who want to have, a more controlled frame than a twinner racket, but you just don't want to go for another power racket like the Blade or something else. I think this is quite a powerful thin beam control frame. It is relatively soft, and the racket is not dampened. You can still get a very good feel. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.